Hi, welcome to another episode of Becoming Loud and Clear. I am Theresa Ude, and this is a podcast where we talk about the in-between of growth. Today we'll be talking about something very common but important. I know you have heard of the saying, closed mouth don't get fed, and it sounds very obvious, like duh. But it's actually something that is hard to live by. Now, societally, we have been formed to wait to be seen, to not ask, to your work will speak for itself, all those kind of things, like to not speak up but expect things. And I've come to realize that with the world changing and becoming so digitalized, you actually have to speak up. You actually have to show up. Because to be honest, everybody's busy with their life. Why should we notice you? You have to be, you have to put yourself out there. And I get why we actually do that. Sometimes you're scared, okay, what if I try? What if they say no? What if this? What if that? But then you have to remember, it is not the most talented that get rewarded. It is actually those who put themselves out there the most. Now, I'm sure you've probably seen people where they are doing basic stuffs and you're like, I can do this more than this person. Sometimes you are even saying, oh, this person is not even doing it well. But guess what? The person is getting paid lots of money for something you can do effortlessly. And he's not even doing it well. Meanwhile, you that you can do it very well, you're just sitting at your house, you're not getting enough money for it. That's because that person is being intentional about showing up and speaking up. It's not just waiting for when opportunity comes knocking. I'll give you a real life example. Last year, I joined a mentorship group in the church. It was to help youth hear the voice of God and also understand their vocational calling. And this was a program that lasted for 6 months. By the end of the 6 months program, I happened to be speaking to someone I haven't spoken to before, and we had a whole conversation about the program we just concluded, and he was like, okay, so what is your next move now? What is your own vocational calling? And I was like, oh, that I would like to do this. At the time, I was doing photography and also taking a course in digital marketing, and I wanted to do videography. So I was like, oh, I used to do photography, but I want to transition to videos, so I would like to learn videography. Although I'm practicing my YouTube video and also editing for somebody, but I also like to do it. I also like to go more pro into the whole thing. And he was like, "Oh, that's really nice. That's nice. That how about I go for internships in certain companies?" I'm like, yeah, definitely. I'm going to do that. I was like, okay, no problem. And then we called it a day. Now, the next day, I get a call, and I'm like, okay, please, who is this? I was like, oh, it's so and so. I'm like, okay. And you guys, I got offered a job on the spot. And why? Because I spoke up the day before. First of all, I showed up and I spoke up. There's this thing about not speaking about your dreams or what you want to do or your plans because of what reasons. But I think you should take that mentality to the back. If you don't say, I am doing this, how will people know that this is what you are going to be doing? Like, let me give you an example. If you don't say, oh, I take photographs, how will people know that you're a good photographer? How would they be able to recommend you to friends and family? So you actually have to speak up. Let me give you another instance. Couple of months back, I was called by a friend to do a job. This a videography gig. And they were like, oh, what's your rate? I was very scared because I'm like, I don't want to charge and then the client runs. I'm sure you all know how that feels like. And it was like, no, speak up. What will you charge? What's your rate? And at the time, I don't think I'd ever charged anything up to 50K for a shoot before. And I just jokingly said, no, you tell me what your rate is now. What if I can't tell you 100K? You guys, guess who got the job for that amount? So speak up and show up, especially speaking up. Speaking up doesn't necessarily mean you have to come and turn on the camera and be saying one or two things. Literally just posting what you do. I know that sometimes you feel like, oh, you're showing off or you're doing too much, but I trust you, people are watching, people are noticing that, okay, this is what you do. And when it's time for, when an opportunity comes, it will be easier for them to remember you, and they will also be able to refer you. I know how many gigs I've gotten online because I kept showing up. And I'm not even that consistent though. Like, I can be consistent for 1 month. The next month, I'm coming like 3 or 4 times in a month. And you can see that I'm seeing results. This is from posting what I do every time. You can also do the same thing. Show up. If you know there's a place where an opportunity is most likely going to be, you don't have to wait to be invited. I know they say don't go where you're not invited, but read the room. If you can enter without anybody bouncing you off, do that. How to start showing up more and actually speaking up more. Start small. You don't necessarily have to come and speak in front of a crowd to speak up. You can start in a place that has low risks. Let's say maybe in a gathering of 3, you say what you actually want to say and not what you think sounds cool. Maybe in staff meetings or societal meetings, standing up to say something and not just hiding and saying, oh, what I'm about to say doesn't make sense. Because you never can tell, that idea you think is stupid or is too small is actually what is going to be the next step. The second thing is, ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Will they come and beat you? Even if they beat you, so so ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Because sometimes we actually magnify the consequences, and to be honest, nothing will happen. Then number 3, don't confuse silence with humility. Now, just because you are silent about what you do doesn't make you humble. Actually, it makes you even disappear more. People are not even going to notice you for what you do or what you have to offer. And I'm not just talking about this in a job setting or in career setting. Also with your relationships, with basically anything you want out of life, you actually have to speak up. You can actually tell people how to love you better. So you don't necessarily have to be silent to be humble. I'm sure you have met people that are actually very humble, but they are not silent about what they do. So show up, talk about what you do, post about what you do. Because to be honest, just because you're quiet, it won't make you any more likable. I'm sure there are times where you're just drinking water and minding your business and people are still hating on you. You're not saying anything, right? So you might as well actually say what you do or post about what you do. And it actually helps people to see you in a more better light, because once you tell yourself that, oh, I deserve this, and you go for it, it changes your aura and people can sense that, and they also respect you because you respect yourself. Number 4, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Rome was not built in a day, so you do not expect that you are going to go from not speaking up at all to speaking up completely in just one trial or in just one day. I used to be very, 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 very scared to even stand up and introduce myself in any form of setting. I remember one time when I was in school, I went for Thanksgiving. You know how during Mass there's Thanksgiving. So I went for Thanksgiving. From the walk to the altar, my legs were literally shaking. Like, I kept telling my mind, oh, it's fine, I'm not panicking, but my legs were shaking. And now look at me, I'm in front of a camera recording and telling you how to get over this things. I'm not perfect. Even up to this very moment, before we get the perfect clips, a lot of try and error still happens. So give yourself the grace. Just take it as progress, 1% progress. And sometimes your voice is going to shake. Sometimes you go away feeling like, oh, I should have said this, I should have said that, this would have been better. But just try. If you don't get it this time, you can also get it another time. And lastly, acknowledge the awkwardness that comes with speaking up and showing up. You might look stupid to some, you might look trying to do too much, but accept that that's all part of it. And then people might actually tell you no for the things you asked for. And that's totally fine. I mean, they don't beat you. And even if they beat you, You can drop cream on your body and sleep. So be perfectly fine with people saying no to your request, and also understand that it's not going to be comfortable to pull out of your comfort zone, but it is necessary. It is very rewarding. And that is it for today. Closed mouths don't get fed. Remember this every time you downplay what you do, or you downplay your voice and showing up. Go out, check your favorite people. I'm sure you have like lots of favorites online. Check them out. What are they doing that's extraordinary? Nothing. They're just showing up and speaking up about what they are doing and being consistent with it. So you can also do it. So please do not look down on yourself. Do not speak down on yourself. I also like to hear like moments where speaking up worked out for you, or being silent did not work out well. I'd like to hear that in the comments or in the DMs as usual. And I hope you learned a thing or two from this episode. Please, 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 please feel free to share this to someone that you think needs to hear this. See you guys in the next episode.